Hello, everybody. It is Sarah K Ramsey here to talk about the secrets to healing after a toxic relationship. How can you get the life you want? Why do some people go on to live these wonderful lives and some people stay stuck, or they stay, kind of feel like they're regurgitating the same information over and over, or talking about the same things over and over? So I do not want that to be you. There is a great quote that says, "The best revenge is an amazing life, or a life well lived." And I believe that with all my heart, right? There's so many times that it's like, oh, I just want them to, especially in the early stages. I'm not promoting revenge or promoting any of that, but kind of at the beginning, it's like, oh my gosh, this is just so not fair. It is so not fair. And you get kind of stuck in that it's so not fair. And so then how do you move on from that? How do you turn the tables? How do you get your life back and get control of you? Which is what we're going to talk about today. So, I want you to imagine that you're sitting with a friend, or you're sitting with a job interview, or you're sitting with a new person, or you're sitting with a new date, you're sitting with someone new who doesn't know you. And they say, well, what do you like to do? What's your interest? Yes, Linda, it'll be saved to watch later too. What do you like to do? What's your interest? And they say, they ask you what you like to do, and you say, oh man, I research crocodiles. I go to the zoo and visit crocodiles, and I'm meeting with someone each week, and we talk about crocodiles, and I read books on crocodiles, and all over my house, like on my table and stuff, it's just like these crocodile books, and I research internet articles on my lunch break about crocodiles, and I'm always like looking for more information on crocodiles. And they say, well, why do you do that? Oh, well, do they assume you like crocodiles? No, 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 I do not like crocodiles. I hate crocodiles. In fact, crocodiles have ruined my life. So many bad things about crocodiles, and what they did, and I have these scars, and I'm all bitten from all these crocodiles. And the person says, whoa, well, so you're afraid of crocodiles? Yes, I'm totally afraid of crocodiles, but I'm really trying to like gear myself up and learn everything there is to know about crocodiles. So if another one comes at me, I can stand up for myself. And the person's like, you're gonna stand up for yourself against a crocodile? Yes, yes, I'm gonna stand up for myself against a crocodile. Well, do you think that's the best way to protect yourself against a crocodile? Well, crocodiles always bite, but I'm going to have this armor on, this very special armor, and I'm going to be stronger, and I'm going to stand up to that crocodile. And the person is probably looking at you like you have lost your mind, as they should. Because your mouth is saying, I hate crocodiles. Your mouth is saying, I don't want my life to be about crocodiles. Your mouth is saying, I want crocodiles to be my past, not my future. But your calendar, your hobbies, your interests would lead someone to believe that you are obsessed with crocodiles. That your whole life is about crocodiles. That your interests, the things you're learning about, are all about crocodiles. They might even say you're addicted to crocodiles. But Sarah, it's not that. Like, there's different varieties of crocodiles. I don't know if it's like a Nile crocodile or a Alaskan crocodile, or I know there's not Alaskan crocodiles. I don't really know what kind of crocodiles there are. But this kind of crocodile, or a river crocodile, or an ocean crocodile, or this, and how many teeth they have, and what happened in their childhood to make them develop this kind of teeth, and But no, I don't like crocodiles. And if a crocodile has been the most dangerous thing in your life, your brain is tricking you into thinking if you make your life about crocodiles and learning about crocodiles, you can stay safe from crocodiles. And if you talk about crocodiles over and over and over, and then he bit me here, and then he bit me here, and then he bit me here, that somehow that is getting you away from the crocodile, or making you feel safe after a crocodile. But on the outside looking in, it seems like you're obsessed with crocodiles. It seems like your whole life is about crocodiles. And the secret to healing after a toxic relationship is for your life to no longer be about that toxic relationship. If crocodiles have hurt you, the goal of your life should be to have your life not be about crocodiles, for crocodiles not to be the main event of your life, for crocodiles not to be the topic of every conversation, for crocodiles not to be what you're thinking about, what you're dreaming about, what you're researching. And early on, if you come across the word narcissism and it all falls into place, right? You're going to go through this stage of like, oh my gosh, there's a meme and it says, who was looking for a soulmate and ended up with feeling like they got a PhD in personality disorders or something like that. And it's funny and it's hilarious and we all laugh about it because so many of us, including myself, feel like that. But even like when people say, oh, I'm a domestic violence survivor, I'm a narcissistic abuse survivor, I'm this survivor, I never identify myself in those ways because I don't want it to be about them. I don't want the first thing you think of when you see me and you see me with my kids and you see me with my husband, you see me in my life and you see me at the dinner table and you see me here online. The first impression to be like, oh, them. It was all about them. We're talking about them and we're obsessing about them. It's actually interesting how often in my Wonder Woman program, both my private clients and my group clients, how little our conversations are about them. Because happiness is not found in constantly talking about, researching, and regurgitating on the worst thing that has ever happened to you. That's not where happiness lives. And it can almost make you feel crazy or appear crazy or whatever else because it's like, gosh, why can't she move on? Right? And I want to protect you in every way from anyone saying you were the problem, you were the toxic one, you were crazy, you need to move on, you needed this. But Sarah, if I got closure, if he admitted what happened, if she admitted she was the problem, if whatever, then I could move on. And I get it. All the things I'm saying, I realize they are not easy things to do. They're also the right things to do. And, we can't expect the person who broke us to be the one who put us back together. We cannot hand the crocodile the keys of our life. We cannot hope the crocodile turns into a bunny so we can be okay. You can. That can be one of your choices. It's not going to go well for you. Because your life is still about crocodiles. Your life is all about you. And it's so crazy. That's why so many of my clients are older. Because like the kids go, their marriage goes, the relationship with the mom, it's finally at a place that you think, it's never going to heal, or dad, or whatever. And it's usually mothers and husbands, interestingly enough. It's hardly ever fathers that people really talk to me about. But you finally get to a place that you're just like, I don't have anyone else to take care of. I don't have any other relationship in my life to distract me. It has to be about me. I don't know how to make it about me. And it can be about you without being selfish. So many times we have in our head like this self-care movement is about like makeup or spa days, or L'Oreal said you're worth it, and it's like makeup took over the self-care movement. That's so ridiculous, right? Self-care can be boundaries. Self-care can be connecting with your purpose, and your purpose being bigger than your family. And it can be saving the dogs, saving the whales, saving the orphans in Africa, saving whatever, creating a beautiful park for your community. There's no rules about what that has to be. But it can be really scary when you have to choose something else. Because if your life has been about them forever, it can be really scary to make it about you. There is no shortcuts. There are no shortcuts. There are no shortcuts. There are no shortcuts. In this life, you are stuck with you 100% of the time, and everyone else comes in and out. Your kids come in and out, your parents come in and out, your aunts and uncles come in and out, friends come in and out. Even if you got remarried, I'm happily remarried now. I don't know what's going to happen. We had some medical scares this past year. I have no idea. I hope it's another 30, 40 years. I don't know. I know I'm stuck with me. I know I better like me. I know I better be okay with me, right? So I really, really, really want you to be serious in understanding, hi everybody, and understanding about that piece of like, if I looked at your calendar, if I looked at your search history, if I looked, and you see in the group, like so many of the things are like, have nothing to do with toxic relationships in a group about toxic relationships. The Wondrous Woman program, there's definitely a lot of things that protect you from future toxic relationships, but they are not things you can just Google, and they are not things that, it's not just about studying about toxic people. People have done that to death by the time they come to me. And it's like, okay, what if your life wasn't about him anymore? What if you got to have a conversation with your girlfriends at lunch and you were just like, yeah, he's still doing his stuff, and that was it? What if you weren't having to go to the therapist office week after week after week talking about what he is up to? Because it's like it's like when he's like the main channel of your life. Every time you turn on the TV, it's like, oh, what's he doing? Every time you get on social media, what's he doing? What's he doing? What's he gonna do? What's he doing? What's he gonna do? What's he doing? What's he gonna do? And you can see that it's still a prison, and you can see the happiness is never found there, because if your life is about crocodiles, even if you're not being bitten in real life, you feel like you're being bitten in your head, and it's still putting hacks on your nervous system, right? It's still hurting that nervous system. It is not good for your nervous system. That is not a calm and peaceful, safe place. Think about when you leave the therapist office feeling bad. Think about when you leave lunch with your friends. You're just like, oh, so frustrated with him, right? It's all, if that is unsafe for you, you keep practicing the feeling of unsafe, of being unsafe, trying to get safe. You want to be safe from crocodiles, so it's like you study crocodiles, but when your brain sees a picture of a crocodile, you're like, and when you read a book about a crocodile, you're like, right? Your life can be about you again, and you can be a good, kind, loving, giving person, and it not be about them, it not be about crocodiles, it not be about the people who engaged in the crocodile and tried to get you, tell you the crocodile's not so bad. How dare you leave the crocodile? Are you so selfish you can't put up with a little crocodile, right? All those people too. And I want you to think about when you were a little girl and what you dreamed of growing up. And I guarantee you, not a one of you thought you were going to grow up with an, excuse my language, of the obsession. You should see all the books I have on it, right? Obsession with personality disorders. Because the stacks of books I have read are miles and miles and miles long. I've spent thousands of dollars researching this topic. You know what? There are so many different, is it this type of narcissist? Is it this type of narcissist? Is it this type of personality disorder? Is it this? Did this happen in childhood and this? And maybe when he was 6 and blah, 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 blah. Crocodile, 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 crocodile. That's not where I found happiness. That is not where I found success. That is not where I found peace. That is not where I found joy. It's sure not the best version of yourself to bring into dating. What are your hobbies? Crocodiles. Oh, but I hate them. That's what I think about. That's what I talk about. That's what I worry about. Right? You see the disconnect? And I want you to have a life aligned, a life of wherever you are, you have that peace, you have that confidence, you have that security of you. And that is the version of you. It's kind of like if I say, okay, think about the color red. Oh, don't think about the color blue. Whatever you do, just do not think about the color blue. Think about the color red, but don't think about blue. Whatever you're doing, just do not think about blue. Not blue, anything but blue. Preferably red, but not blue. Your brain thinks blue. And so even when you're trying to get away from crocodiles or feel safe with crocodiles, if you're just going crocodiles, 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 it feels like the whole world is a crocodile. And they're not. And I want your life, I want your conversations, I want your thoughts, and I want your dreams to be bigger than crocodiles. I want them to be yours again. Thank you for sharing that with me. Do you guys have any questions? I have like a few minutes. You can throw down some questions if you have any. Yeah, Janet said wishing and hoping does not change a thing and keeps you there. I used the example in my last live, and I'm going to put it in my book about my daughter. And she was wanting to spell the word muffin, right? And I said, well, how do you spell muffin for a spelling test? And she said, Muffen. And I said, no, it's not. It's muffin, like an I. And think about, yes, I know the muffin man. Yes, I know. And I was like, oh, this is going to be great. And she's like, but it shouldn't be I. It should be N. It should be E. Muffin, not muffin. It shouldn't be I. And I, we've all probably been frustrated with words with the English language. Your and your, are. There's so many interchangeable words. It's like, why did someone do that? It doesn't even make sense. It doesn't make sense that muffin is spelled with an I. But she could fight that all day long. She's kind of fighting me on it. She wanted it to be, she wanted to spell it how she wanted. But she could fight reality all she wanted, and it doesn't change how we spell muffin. And you could fight that they're a crocodile all the ding dong day, and it doesn't turn them into a bunny. And they are a crocodile because they bite. The reasons why they bite, there's a book called Character Disruption. Character disorders? What is it? Character... I don't know. It's by George K. Simon. You can look it up. Character. He wrote Sheep in Wolf's Clothing. And within character disturbance. Character disturbance. There it is. Okay. So within character disturbance, right? There's an assumption within basic psychology that we're all good and that like we all like are here to like bring sunshine and roses and flowers into the world. Maybe there's like this teeny tiny percent of like Ted Bundys out there, but like everybody else, like they're wonderful and something bad happens to them. And so the reason they behave badly is because they are hurt or they have low self-esteem or they are wounded. And he blows that up over and over and over and over and over again. And he says, they behave that way because when they bite, they get their way. There is all the resources in the entire world. If they wanted to change, they could. We live in the information age. We live in, a self-help land. If they wanted to change, they could. If the crocodile wanted to stop biting, they know how to go to the doctor to get their teeth filed down. But they don't want to because they get their way. They get their way. Yeah, and that's great. Somebody said their body has taken over since its head. Jamie asked if finding things that bring yourself joy is a good place to start. Things that I've always wanted to do. Absolutely. Especially things that they did not want you to do, which can be kind of fun because it's like, oh, I'm taking this back. I'm taking ownership of this. I'm taking me back. Okay, that can be great. And really finding yourself. And not within the Wonderful Woman program, the very first step is reconnect with what's right with you. And every time I get on the phone, people say I feel like I've lost myself because toxic people flip everything to make it your fault. They flip things to make you the problem. They flip things to make it seem, in that same book, Character Disturbance, he talked about responsibility resistance. Responsibility resistance. They wanted to avoid all responsibility, so they made everything your fault. But then you're on defense, and it's confusing, and everything feels confusing. You think, how am I trying so hard, and it's going so badly? Am I the toxic one? What's happening here? So yes, reconnecting with what's right with you, and knowing who you is so crucial. So yeah, finding things that bring yourself joy is a great place to start. It's not the whole enchilada, as that saying goes, because it's really connecting with that identity piece of you, and having that strong core of belief in who you are and who you want to be and where you're going is just so crucial and so important. Who else has a question for me? I do have something else. One of the things in learning how to the difference between people who heal and people who don't heal is learning how to make themselves a priority without it being selfish. Okay? And when you, I'm constantly amazed, and it's easy to like lie to ourselves, right? Like, oh, he'll change. Oh, this will happen. Oh, it'll magically work out. Oh, it's going to get better on its own. Oh, time heals all wounds. Whatever else that may be. And one of the kind of lies that we have to really watch out for is that if we don't make ourselves a priority, someone else will make us a priority. If we don't make ourselves a priority, someone else will make us a priority. That's so illogical. And when you say it that way, it's like, oh, yeah, that doesn't seem like that's right, is it? Like, we teach people how to treat us. Most true statement in the entire world. We teach people how to treat us. I hate that statement. I wish it wasn't true. I wish everybody was just like nice, nice, nice. They're not. They're not. They're not. And when you learn to make yourself a priority, then you teach others to make you a priority. When you don't wipe the dirt off on your own doormat, you don't become someone else's doormat. When you carve time in your schedule for you, when you invest in yourself, when you stop dropping everything else just because someone, okay, everything you have going on that's important to you, oh, let me push that to a side and do what's good for you. It's never going to work. It's never, ever, ever going to work. And I want you to think about this term. If it doesn't work, stop doing it. In my own life, in my client's life, it's like, okay, they're like, Sarah, I've been trying this and it hasn't worked forever. I said, then stop doing it. Stop doing it that way. Sacrificing everything in hopes that others see your worth is not working. Always putting others' priority ahead of you and thinking that one day they're going to say it's your turn has not been working. Being willing to invest whatever into saving the relationship and not being willing to invest anything in actually saving yourself, not working. Oh, let me do this for my kids. Oh, let me take care of this. Oh, let me take care of this. Your kids need a stable mama. Your kids need a mom who has an emotional cushion around her. And I'm like preaching today. I guess it's Sunday. Your kids need an emotional, stable mama who there's like an emotional cushion around. There's a safety net. That's what your kids need. And you've got to do the work to create that. They need it more than space camp. They need it more than new clothes. They need it more than something that I swear to you, they need it more than their own therapy. And I'm not talking about being selfish, not putting your kids. I'm saying people go to therapy all the time saying, oh, my mom, oh, this about my mom, my mom. They need you to be okay, really okay. Because they need a soft place to land. And you are more important for them to have a soft place to land than any therapist. Because you're going to be around forever, and they need you around forever, and they need your best self around forever. But we think, oh, I can't worry about me. I got to worry about my kid. And it's just that whole that whole explanation of putting your oxygen mask on before you can put it on anybody else's. I hate to use it because it's just so commonly used. But so I like to think about the term being authentic. Okay? So if the oxygen mask works for you, if not, I want you to think about authentic. And I want you to think about someone drowning in the river and saying, oh, anybody need help? Anybody need help? Anybody? Oh, sure, I can do that. Sure, I can help you. Sure, I can do that. If you looked at them and then you looked at somebody on the land that had their crap together, who would you want to save you? And we think we're doing the right thing. Being that person in the river, trying to save everybody else. It's not authentic. It's not right, and it's not best. And I want you guys to have your best life after a toxic relationship. So it can't be about crocodiles. And if you're the person in the river drowning, looking around for someone else to save, look in the mirror and save yourself. It will be a gift to you. It will be a gift to your children. It will be a gift to the world. Even when they are grown kids. Everybody Yeah, Mary said it's hard to get you back when you're older. Most of my clients are in their 50s and 60s, and it is harder. Lori's ready for her Wonder Woman. It is, yeah, it is harder. How long will reconnecting with yourself take? Depending on what you are doing, what your action plan is. I'm always asking people, what's your healing strategy? Because it's like, okay, how long does losing 10 pounds take? Well, what's your diet and what's your exercise plan? What's your metabolism? What's this? What's that? How often are you sitting? There's a lot of questions that come with what are you doing to lose that 10 pounds? What are you doing to reconnect with yourself? So Corey, you can DM me if you have any questions about that, because it's definitely a healing strategy. Waiting and hoping it gets better is the same strategy you use that would hope would fix a relationship. It did not work then. It will not work in your healing strategy. Okay. Harder, but yeah, definitely not impossible. Yeah, Melissa said harder, but not impossible. And I said in the group somewhere recently, I said the best time to plant a tree was 100 years ago. The next best time is today. Sure. Even when I was starting this group and starting, I remember thinking, oh, it just feels like, all these other people have been doing this for years now. Now I'm the one who's been doing it for years. But it's like, oh, everybody else has been doing this for years. Everybody else is doing that. Everybody else is, and it's like, oh, I have to start now. Like that's the only, get past the past, get real about the present so you can get serious about the future. Because any games you play in your head of, well, if only I had started blank, if only I had left blank, I call that gravity thinking. Okay, you're just fighting gravity. You might as well be banging your head against the wall because that's about, it's stealing your energy and it's not moving you forward. It's keeping you walking in circles rather than walking towards your new best life. And that's exactly the type of thinking that we want to get rid of for you because it's an imprison. And I should have left him earlier. I should have set boundaries with her earlier. It's still about them rather than being about you and your next best life. So I hope that helps. Not impossible. Absolutely. Totally possible and totally seen it done over and over and over and over by all these wondrous women. You just need a map. You need a strategy. You need a healing strategy. You need to know this is where I'm stepping next. This is where I'm stepping next. This is where I'm stepping next. That is so much better than it's learning how to solve your problems rather than continuously talking about your problems. Okay. Hope that helps. If you have any questions about the Wondrous Woman program or the private and group coaching, you can either get with Melissa or Shannon or me, and we can get you some more information about that and the possibilities that are for you. And if it's not a good fit for you, I'm very honest, and I'll say, and every week, they say, oh, I want to join. I'm like, I don't think it's a good fit, it wouldn't work, or it's not the right time, or something along those lines. But then if I say, yes, you're the girl, this will absolutely help you, it will absolutely help you. So if you have any questions about that, you can reach out to me, Melissa, Shannon, make a comment in here. We'll put the link to scheduling a call, and I have a group coaching Q&A. So some of the people on here are already Wondrous Women, and I'm like, okay, it's been fun. Let's move over to Zoom and continue this conversation. So hope you guys are having an awesome Sunday, and thanks for sharing your day with me. Next Saturday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm going to do a dating template, how to take this wobble out of dating. Should I this? Should I that? Should I this? Should I that? Take some of that out, and love you too. Take some of that wobble out of dating, deal with your dating template, and make dating more fun and work on your dating brand. The guys who are dating coaches, they talk about women do better when they have multiple aspects of amazingness about them. And so many of us tried to move forward in dating with like, I'm just really caring. I'm really loving. I'm a really good mom. And it's like really overemphasizing that caring aspect of your nature, which is wonderful. We want to keep. We don't want to just keep that. We want there to be other pieces and dimensions of you, because caretakers get taken advantage of. They just do, right? They just do. So I want to keep you safe, and I want you to stand out amongst the other ladies in the crowd. So check you next Saturday, and I hope you guys are having an awesome Sunday. Bye.